Yeah, here we are again. Mr. K711's a little thinner and handsomer today. A little, yeah. Kevin's a little under the weather, but we're going to carry on. We're going to hold down the fort. He rests up. We got Mr. Tim Butler, and we're going to be chatting with him here in a minute. So let's get into it. What is up? Kevin missed the debut of that new intro there. That's sad. Hopefully he's
The new
watching.
one, huh?
Yeah, we kind of made some changes, so we had to we took the opportunity to revamp a few things. So we're branching out on our own. This is the first art assault on that. We did our Wednesday show. Coach is going to be doing some stuff with it, making them get technological.
Got to change my technologies.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. They have the software, the app or whatever you want to call it, the broadcasting system. It's pretty easy. It's really they've made it so dumb and throughout.
So even a coach could use it.
I mean, I've used it for several years, so and they have made it a lot easier. So it's like this is nice. This is nice. A lot of cool buttons and bells and whistles. But yeah, it's been how's everybody doing? Let's get into that. Well, first, let's before we get into that, think about that. This is Art Assault. I'm horrible at that. I'm horrible at saying who we are and what we're doing here. We're Art Assault. We're podcast. We got a painting over to the side of us there that looks pretty wild and crazy right now. I'm gonna paint on it today. Kevin would normally paint on it. Coach is not feeling up to painting yet.
I'm not really. My art is as expressed differently than in paper form.
Well,
so
you got a pretty sweet painting back over in the corner there. That's why I just thought maybe, hey, I'd offer it. But
well, somewhere about my sophomore year, I did have an art touch hit me, and then since then I don't want to mess up anything, and I know everything could be painted over, so I get it.
You've been around Kevin and I a long time to know that there's no messing up that we can't unfix. But yeah, so we're gonna get into that. We're gonna talk about Tim, about his upcoming events, things he's got going on. He just had a fundraising event. December, right?
Yep. We had another one of our Christmas toy drives that we do every year, and it was one of the better ones we've had for sure. We had a lot of people show up, had a lot of donations, so it went off without a hitch. It was great.
Got some toys to all them kids.
Toys, and we got a good considerable cash donation too, which usually goes to help with like hygiene products and just stuff that they actually need. So, and I would count it as a success. It went off pretty good.
Awesome.
Well, being a former coach of youth, I appreciate you giving back to help them not smell quite as bad when we're out there working. I'm just playing.
It is. Kids can be stinky. My daughter she's gonna be mad. She's stinky. Just like her brother was. And I'm like, oh my God, I barely survived him. But yeah, I had a busy weekend. I think Coach was pretty chill until today. This was supposed to be your chill day.
Well, this was supposed to be my relaxed day. I didn't plan on doing the show tonight, but I'm always here to step in, and it's been a weekend so far, but it'd be a good way to finish it, talking some art and talking some music. So
what's up, Stevie V? Tuning in from Wyoming. But yeah, I went and picked up money from the gallery for the first show of the year. That was a pretty successful day. I did a little happy dance, and then I went and checked out Santia play. She did a really really amazing version of a Nickelback song. Made me actually like the song, her version of it. And I don't know if everybody else appreciated it as much, but the backstory to everything made me appreciate it. And then went and checked out a fashion show last night, which Eddie Legacy. He was our guest last week. He nailed it out. It was huge success. Him and Moss Art Co. I'd never been to a fashion show, and it was everything I would have expected. They sold out. All of the designs were pretty out there, but pretty cool. It was a fun time. I'm glad I went. I almost didn't. I almost was like, I'm tired. I'm gonna go home, be lame. Then the little voice in my head is like, no, you promised, and don't be lame. And so I went, and I was glad I did. Kevin was painting the piece. I was gonna load it up on here too, but I forgot. But the piece he painted last night was really, really awesome. He glued flowers, and it was a mixed media, I guess is what it would be called.
It was a pretty cool piece.
Yeah.
Definitely something different. I like that stuff.
Hopefully he gets up to weather, because the Ides of March, I think he said he was doing some live painting there after his set there at the Ides of March that we got coming up March 15th. I got my
I told him I was kind of bummed he didn't get to make this show. I was like, man, it would have been cool if you could have made this show. You're going to be in it, so we could have talked about it. So it kind of sucks, but I just got over some stuff going around. It's just been going around. People's been sick. I just got over it myself. So,
well, it's nice to hear people be sick without it being the thing that it was a couple years ago. So you can, people just are getting sick again. And that's nice,
Yeah.
We're not all freaking out if somebody gets sick,
I kind of was, but I went home and washed up, took some vitamin C, and took some elderberries, and I'm like, don't get me sick, Kevin. We went out to Kingman this morning to deliver a handful of paintings and pieces of artwork. A place called the Rule. I forgot it. The Rule Muse. They're downtown Kingman. It really, how old small towns got that them old, really vintage buildings. Got a lot of character to them. Probably lead paint, asbestos, but got its character. And so we got six big pieces each. I think the big time that we're shooting for is June. I guess there's supposed to be some kind of conference in town, so I think that's what we're doing. But we're going to put a couple pieces each month, just swap them out, do all that. It's a good drive, Kingman. I don't know if I'd want to live that far away, but I'd love to get back to a little small town feel in life, get out of the big city.
We got a couple employees where I work that drive in every day from Kingman, so it's a drive.
Yeah.
Well, tell us a little bit about what you have going on for Ides of March. Even though Kevin's not going to be here and you guys can't talk about jamming, give us some more story about what's going on with all that.
Yeah, man. We got 8 bands. They're all, well-known bands around town, well-known musicians. Obviously us, Caracalla. We got Reform and Ruin, John Woodson's Leg. Looks like that's an older flyer, Soprogynous. They had to drop out, but we was actually able to replace them with Throes of Rejection. So we'll have a nice set of Pantera there.
Okay.
And then Rotten Nora, Sin and Scar, Roche Limit, and the Haters Coalition with our buddy Kevin.
Yep.
But we got that, and then on top of that, the newer flyer has some of the other added entertainment we have. We have Phlox, Kansas. They're going to be there, and if you're not familiar with them, they do all the fire dancing and fire performances. So we're going to have them. They're going to do a few separate shows throughout the night. We got Handpan Dan, who's actually a handpan performer, and he's gonna play in different areas of the venue throughout the night at different times. We have a company called Quirky Works. They're going to be there, and this is probably more for the kids, but also probably for the drunk adults. He's going to be there doing face painting for a few hours of the night. Just
Awesome.
it's already been taken care of by us, so all the face paint and everything's free. So it's an all ages event. People are going to have their kids there, so we want to make sure there's stuff for the kids to do, so they don't get restless and they want to drag mom and dad home too early, but also so they have a good time. We're going to have Mamacita's food truck there, so they got like a little nice selection of Mexican food. And let's see what else.
Flo was going to be there. Flo?
What's that?
Flo? Wasn't Flo going to be there?
No. Nope. Just Flocks, and then those guys. Let's see. We're gonna have. And this is really specifically for the kids. We're just gonna have like a little duck hunt. There's gonna be all those rubber duckies around the venue, so they can find things and come get prizes from the merch. Like I said, if you're gonna do a all ages event, you might as well make sure all ages are entertained. So. Yeah. It's just going to be a lot of entertainment, and that's what I wanted to do with it, was give us something a little bit more than your average local show where you got 3 or 4 local bands and everybody shows up for their friend's band and leaves, and and it's just something new that we wanted to try.
Well, kind of getting into the wave, that's kind of a big deal, isn't it? I mean, you usually
yeah, for me it is. I mean, for I think any of the local bands around, it's definitely a very nice venue to play at.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, so I'm stoked about it, and it seems like everybody else is, and it seems like everybody's really motivated to get people there. Our pre-sales have been like just beyond my expectations. We had kind of like, okay, to make this work, and we need to we need to move this many tickets, and all the other bands have pretty much, exceeded all expectations. So we're looking forward to a nice crowd, and it should be a pretty good night.
Well, that was one thing that I found funny. I got it written down here, is that a couple months ago, I was going through a box of photos and stuff, and I found all my old ticket stubs, of all the concerts I've been through, and like, you don't get those anymore. And then here, I hate the word local, but the smaller bands is even worse. So I don't even know. But the smaller venues, I guess we'll do that way, are selling tickets. You got so your favorite band, your buddy's favorite band, you got to buy tickets, and you'll have ticket stubs from that.
Yep.
But your bigger bands, your Metallicas, you got a little QR code on your phone, and that's not nostalgic. You can't buy.
Yeah, I started printing those out, putting them on my little tack board.
Yeah.
Because the same with like me, I used to collect all my sports games tickets, and like my first Cowboys game, first Chiefs game, or whatever, and you had all those, and now it's a piece of paper you have to print out.
Yeah, and it loses its appeal, I guess, when it's just paper. Yeah, I still have
some with your favorite bands that your homies' bands.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I didn't even check, but it doesn't have everybody's name on it.
No, it's just kind of truncated, so it doesn't have all the bands.
Yeah.
But that's all right.
Yeah, that's all right. Still got it. Get the flyer too. Find a flyer and tear it down. You used to have to do that anyhow.
Yeah.
Wet flyers.
Well, they don't do the posters and flyers quite the same. I know, locally, and I know you don't like that, but they you seem to see more of that, but you don't. It's not the same cool flyers that everybody saved from the concerts back in the day. So
big, card stock almost.
Even like, my Doors one. That was the stuff that went around, and people was a famous poster.
Plastered them everywhere. Well, like I said, I know from our previous talks that you're into the history, and that's the kind of the history themed, the Ides of March.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always been intrigued with it. I got the next sticker. I'm got a sticker sale, and it was a painting we did. Probably episode 10 or something like that, and it was Caesar with a bunch of knives coming at him, and
Yeah.
so I love that kind of stuff. But what's the I'm probably saying it well. What is it? The Festival della Musica. I always
Della
got.
Musica.
I don't
Yeah,
think that's
it's Italian.
Musica.
Della Musica. I'm actually from Naples, Italy, so I've always kind of had this affinity, I guess, and for where I was born, and I've always just found like the Roman Empire just extremely interesting. I think a lot of people do, and it's always been with me, and so the band is named after that, and it's basically putting a little bit of my personality into this show is basically what it is.
Is a lot of your music written around that stuff too? Do you have references to that, or do you have certain songs that I'm unfortunately don't know a lot of your music? I will get to know more of it this weekend, but is that something that goes into the writing of the music as well?
Yeah. Our first album, most of the themes were more like, I guess, personal, story driven. They might not necessarily have anything to do with me or my life or my experience, but, like it's just kind of a story. It's a thought and idea that put into a song. Not really anything historical on that one. The second one was a little bit more big picture type stuff. And the new album we're working on, which we have a few singles for, is going to be a concept album, and it's going to be all historically driven. We have 3 songs right now. One's 1888. That's about Jack the Ripper. We have another one called Kruna Ruka, which that's Serbian for the Black Hand, which was the organization that was responsible for the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, and that started World War I. So that's what that song's about. And then the other one is Knives on the Senate Floor, which is about the assassination of Julius Caesar. And I have several more songs written, and we're trying to get some music laid out, and hopefully we'll have some more cool stories from history to share in our music.
Well, that stuff's always awesome when it's not personal or something like that. When it's something about history, or I like songs that tell a story.
Yeah, and I've never held my songwriting to any kind of rule. It's whatever I feel like doing, I do. So the first album had its own kind of theme. The second had its theme in a way, and then this one is. I'm most excited about this one because the other 2 weren't as deliberate. They kind of turned out that way. That's what I was wanting to write about at the time, where this is more of a deliberate plan. So I'm looking forward to it.
Nice. So you got a couple. You got how many released right now? Singles on the Spotify.
3 singles. 3 of the new ones is 3 singles. We have let's see, including the singles, 15. I think we should have about 19 songs on Spotify, including our singles, our old albums, and then we had a Chimera cover we did, Dead Inside, and that's on Spotify as well.
Awesome.
So I'm looking forward to the lineup. There's, say, Rotten Aura. That's Bryant. He's from the Librium days.
Mm-hmm.
And then Paul, I was working with Paul for a little bit trying to do a band. And so it's fun that they found each other and doing something now.
Yeah.
So I think I've seen their debut, but that was, their first time playing out. So this will be my second time seeing, which they played out a few other times, I think, since then.
Yeah, and they were also on our on that Christmas show we did too.
Yeah.
We'll have you do it a couple of times. How do people go find tickets for the show? What's the easiest way to go find it and go do all that?
Well, the pre-sales are over as of tomorrow. So if you want, you can just go online, and that'd probably be the easiest way. I'm sure you can buy them the day of at the show as well. So
you guys still got some to, if you want to find anybody in the bands, right? They can probably have some, or they don't.
Today was the day I kind of went around and collected all the extra tickets. I got to get them turned back into the wave. If somebody was to text me right now, hey, I need a couple tickets, I'll run it out to you. So
Okay.
I'm not returning the tickets until tomorrow. But if you want a physical ticket, I can bring you one for sure.
Okay. Till the end of the podcast, this is it. You got 25 minutes.
Yep.
All of our million viewers right here. Hit him up. He's gonna be running his ass off the rest of the night. Make this
guy
run.
work.
That'll be a good thing.
I'm gonna slap a little paint. Hold down the fort, Coach.
I think I can do that.
You guys, continue talking music.
He struggles to talk when he paints, so
Yeah.
he has a microphone right over by him where he could talk and paint. But it's it's a hard thing to do, to talk and paint. It's like chewing gum and walking for some people,
Yeah, or playing the guitar and singing.
Yeah, that dude, that's one that blows my mind. Like,
I can't do it.
Like Santia, she gets up there and wails on the guitar and wails on the vocals, and there's just some of these people that do these. I got some other friends that do a 2-piece band, and they're doing everything and playing and singing, and it's just it's too much. I mean,
yeah, I can't sing. I can't sing and play the guitar. I'll sit there and play, and I'll get a rhythm, and I think I got it, and then and as soon as I try to say something, I just my hands just lose all coordination. So lots of respect to people that can do that, because that's definitely a talent.
Yeah, it blows my mind. There's the ones that do, but you also see the songs they put their heart into, the ones the Petties, and even some of those bigger ones, they put the guitar down when it's time to focus on a song or whatever, because it's amazing the talent that takes. So
yeah, for sure.
What's how many years is this that you've been doing this show? The Ides of March.
This will be the first year of the Ides of March. This will be the first year we've done this.
Okay.
We as a band have been together for 10 years this year, in August. So that was kind of a milestone I was trying to reach.
That's pretty amazing these days. What's that?
Oh, I thought I heard somebody walk in behind me there for a second.
That's amazing these days for a band to make it, especially, I know Josh doesn't like it, but a smaller band or a local band, or, the bands with guys that have regular jobs to stay.
Yeah, where it is your livelihood.
Yeah, you move, you do that, you do all that to stay together is pretty impressive. So,
yeah, and we have had lineup changes over the years. We've had members that kind of have come and gone. They've been in the band, they've left, and then they come back later down the road. It's when life allows for it.
Well, I think last show you were talking about that a band. I was a listener of last show, but you had a member that had left and that had come back. I don't know, not necessarily recently, but one that had left and come back, and talking about some of that. So that's cool that they obviously didn't leave under bad enough circumstances to not want to come back.
No, usually when people leave, it's usually life, and that goes into the whole, when it's not your livelihood, when it's not your primary means of income, it doesn't get to be the top priority. It has to take a back seat to other things. So it is what it is. We've kept this thing chugging along for 10 years. And yeah, it's been a good time. It's a lot of memories and a lot of people, a lot of friends we've made. So I've had a blast.
Is this your biggest venue or biggest show you guys have done?
The other biggest one, which would have been it would have been bigger, would be we played at the Cotillion.
Okay.
We opened for Puddle of Mud, actually, believe it or not.
Well, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, even though we sound nothing like them.
Well, some bands like to do that. They like to have completely different people open for them, or like to have a different style of music. They just want somebody local that brings people in, and
Yeah, we'll play for we'll open for anybody. You know, we don't really care. We just like being on stage and playing our music. So we've played with pretty much every kind of act. Maybe not a country act. I think
I was going to say that leads me into what is maybe the strangest or most unique type of music you've opened for, or, you know, music you wouldn't at all think you would open for.
Well, we play with like some rap groups and stuff like that. So, I mean, that would probably be one of the more, what's the word I'm looking for? Differentiated type, you know, of music.
Different style of music.
But yeah, Puddle of Mud's still up there at the top.
I would say that's pretty impressive.
It's just like you know, this pop rock music, and then we come in with extreme screaming and gutturals and everything. And I did hear a "You Suck" from one of the Puddle of Mud fans, I think.
Well, unfortunately, I don't want to ever talk bad about a big band you open for, but I would not let that hurt your feelings.
Oh, no, it didn't hurt my feelings. That was actually I was expecting more of that because of, you know, how we sound. You know, it's not the same. It's not the same crowd, the Puddle of Mud crowd and the Caracalla crowd.
In the Librium days, I think it was my first gig with them. I hadn't even, you know, I had to have the paper in my hand to read the lyrics, because I hadn't had a chance to memorize them. I think it was with them a month. And the first band was She's Got Lips of an Angel, whoever, Hinder, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. That song they played 27 million times.
Yeah. But this band reminded me of them, the band that went on right before us. And then so we went on with you know, Librium metal screaming, and then a jug band. I mean, full up overalls and jug band and a washboard, straw hats. I'm like, who the fuck put this thing on? I'm like, what are you doing?
Well, have you ever? I have a friend that tells a story of Hank Williams III. If you used to go to like a show of his, he would do, you know, open up with like his rockabilly type music, and then he would stop the show, you know, partway through, and the band would start changing out. And he'd say, if you know, basically, if you like that style of music and only that style of music, you won't like what we're getting ready to do, because that's when he went into his metal and that completely different sounding stuff. That was one band that did it. So I couldn't imagine being at a show like that.
It did get some pretty weird mashups. I mean, local. Like I said, I hate that word, but there's no other word for it. It's the most convenient word, but you know, when sometimes things get messy. Like I said, you get some weird mashups. That was the closest to a country band. We didn't stick around to hear them. I think we got the hell out of Dodge at that point.
What's I don't know if it's been asked on the last show, but what's some of the wildest stuff that's happened at some of your shows, Tim?
Man, I hate to disappoint, but I don't know that we've really done had a lot of wild things. I think one dude got punched out at our first show. Our very first.
Okay.
I don't think we've ever had any violence after that.
No,
at least not that I was aware of.
No drunk chicks running up on stage topless. No, you know, no.
No, none of that.
What the heck, man?
I don't know, man.
Why you get into music? No wonder you keep going. You're waiting for it to happen.
Hey, my girlfriend's upstairs, so no, I would never.
No, that's true. Sorry, that's right. I
would never like anything like that at one of our
that'd be horrible, so bad. Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah. No, I mean.
No, I had.
We've had some great mosh pits going and stuff like that. We've had, you know, awesome shows where everybody had a good time, and haven't really experienced anything what I would call crazy. You know,
that's awesome.
And you know, the metal crowd, there's a lot of good people in the metal community. There's a lot of good people that come out to the shows, and they're not trouble starters. They're just good people out having a good time.
Yeah, they contain and themselves at the shows.
So I mean, it's more normal for us to just have I guess what I would call a uneventful night, you know, where nothing bad or crazy happens. That's the norm, really.
Yeah.
But one guy got punched out at our first show, and that kind of created an expectation for me at first. I'm like, oh, so people are going to be getting punched out at our shows. But never again. I don't think that was just the one time.
I said most of my drama in the early days was definitely internal. Drummers that got too drunk and we're going home. I'm like, no, we're not. We're going on without a drummer. No, we're not. We're going on without a frontman too, because I'm going home too. See you later.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Just you get bars, that scene's a lot of, especially, you're at a lot of bars and that. Unfortunately, even if you just get drunk people involved in anything, sometimes stuff happens. So I don't care if it's Seal or who it is. I mean, if you get drunk people involved,
the Blue Brothers, the chicken wire fences and beer bottles getting thrown at you.
Yeah. Yeah, we nothing like that. We did have to come home off of a tour one year from Denver because our drummer at the time, he had actually had a seizure, so we had to pack up and head home. So that was kind of crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's something though.
That's not like show crazy, but it's definitely a crazy experience.
Oh yeah, somebody's life. Yeah.
Yeah, and we was in Denver and we was about to head to like freaking San Antonio, and I was like, bro, none of us are doctors and none of us are prepared to deal with this. I think we should just call it, And so we went home, unfortunately. But I mean, you gotta prioritize a man's health over, playing music.
Sounds like the right thing to do. I think.
Yeah.
Done as well. I would have called him all kinds of dirty names, but I would have made sure he was alive to hear the dirty names that I called him.
Yeah, we also had another incident in Denver with a drummer. This is a different show we played in Denver. He ate a day-old Whopper and got food poisoning, and we had to cancel that show. So we drove all the way out to Denver to sit there and watch him be sick in the back seat.
Luckily, that's only a nice 8-hour drive there and back, so that's not bad. You really.
Well, we got to stop by a dispensary, so
there you go.
That made it all, worthwhile.
Okay. All right. Well, then that makes it worth it.
I'm just not a big fan of Denver.
Hey, lesson learned: don't eat day-old Whoppers that have been sitting at room temperature, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I have a co-host that ate a 2-year-old can of 2-year expired can of gravy, and he's fine. So you have to build yourself up to it. Don't just do it.
Well, canned is different. If it's expired in a can, it's not going to necessarily make you sick. It just might not taste as good.
Okay, well,
because
this did not look or smell like it should either, and he was fine. But he'll eat. I mean, I have a guy at work that he keeps food in his drawer, and I think one time I seen him pull a hot dog out on Wednesday that went in there on Monday, and just took a couple bites out of it and threw it back in there. So
yeah, well, I guess it's luck of the draw if you leave your food out.
Yeah, you just got to build the immunity though. It's just like anything, if you pace up, you start eating it like half a day old, then a day old, you just got to get yourself there.
How to work your immunity up.
Yeah,
baby steps.
I'm good with that. I think what McDonald's with the
I'll say I'll eat a fry that's been in between my seat for I don't even know. I've pulled one out and just you're driving along and like just eat it and you're like, oh, that tasted like that was 2 years old. I don't know. I mean, there's so many preservatives, you should be fine, but
yeah, I think their fries are like some kind of anomaly of nature, right? Like you can leave them out for 30 years and they'll still be like, they won't mold.
I've never seen a moldy McDonald's fry. I mean, I worked at a McDonald's and cleaned out behind a thing where fries had fallen back, had been back there for months and months. And, we just threw them back in the thing, recooked them and served them out that, for lunch that day. And the guy came back like, these are great fries. Did you change? Yeah, they still had some of the beef tallow on them. That was after,
little McRib juice. Yeah, what was it? Supersize Me. That I think that guy passed away in the last 5 or 6 years. That documentary where he ate like McDonald's every day for
30 days, something like that. Yeah,
I don't know. But he ended up getting so sick that.
Newsflash: you're not going to be healthy, asshole.
Yeah. You eat McDonald's 3 times a week.
What did he think was going to happen if he ate what did anybody think would happen, right?
Well, I think that was what his point was. He did it as an experiment to prove how bad it was. He took one for the team for us to, but clearly there, that was like 30 years ago now. And
Well, and look what happened if you eat Subway every day for a year.
At that time when he made that documentary, I thought it was pretty well understood at that point that McDonald's was like shit health-wise. Like,
yes.
It was no like groundbreaking. It was interesting to see like how it affected his health. Like he got like high blood pressure and, his cholesterol was like through the roof and all that.
Yeah.
But that's the whole point, that we know that, or, McDonald's is trash for you. It's going to.
Yeah, if you get mad because you're not getting healthy food at McDonald's, then you are the problem. But they're out there.
They had the McSalad for a while. I think it actually came out after his little documentary. I think that's when they had the McSalad for a while.
Well, like me,
we'll fix it.
I'll get 2 McChickens and I take the bread off of one of them. I make it a little healthier, but.
I just figure if I'm going to McDonald's, I'm just gonna be consuming something that's not healthy.
I've given up on health at that point, or I just want something fast and I don't care.
I think.
It's just like anything else, though. McDonald's is bad and this is bad, dude. In moderation, none of it's gonna hurt you. Like if you have McDonald's once, every once in a while, it's not gonna hurt you. But if you're sitting there, one of those people, you don't cook your own food, and every single day you're eating out, you're gonna suffer.
I was gonna say I usually have McDonald's once a week, and I have Burger King once a week, Wendy's once a week, Taco Bell once. No,
limit each one of them to once a week. Yeah.
Not really. I've been on a health kick here lately. We cheat out our cheats, maybe 2 times a week, but usually when we were doing good, it was one night a week. We went out and ate, a cheat. And it's amazing, though. The one thing you feel is when you cook for yourself, eat your own food, and then go out and eat it, you feel the difference in how you get drugged down. I can eat and go run and feel good after eating my chicken and the stuff I cook. But boy, I go eat something somewhere else, I'm ready for a nap.
You just feel sluggish and you just don't feel like doing nothing.
I would get so fat if I cooked because I always bam stuff up and it tastes so fucking good, and so I'm always going back for seconds. When it's just regular bland food, I'm just one meal I can do it, but if I cook something fucking delicious, I'm eating all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still amazing how you can do that and get away. It's still so much better because it don't have all the preserves and all the stuff. That food will actually flush out of you, not stay in you for good in you for 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's like even our sandwich bread. Like lately, we haven't been buying any bread. I've been making it all, like our sandwich bread, everything, because even with that, you're cutting out like tons of preservatives that they put in the bread to keep it soft. And man, we got 5 kids here in this house, so it don't take long for anything to get eaten.
Yeah.
So we don't have a problem with like needing preservatives to make something last, to not mold for 2 weeks. It's going to be gone in a couple days anyways.
Yeah, that's a good segue into some of the other stuff you do too. Not only do you play music and host badass events, you got some soap you make, right? And did I not see you were doing some cinnamon rolls?
Yeah, man, I get like. That's what I was telling somebody else. I posted some pictures about it, and they're like, "You're just showing off." I'm like, if it was summer, I would be showing pictures of my outside activities, but the weather's terrible, so we're inside getting fat, But no, my new passion is pizza. I've been making pizza. I'm trying to get me one of those nice pizza ovens, like $2,000 pizza ovens. And,
Stone.
The idea is maybe like a food truck eventually, but I've just been watching all kinds of videos and stuff, and I've been learning how to make like the dough correctly. And
well, if you want to cook for us and get some taste tests and some samples and all that, we'll more than let you come over and cook something up for us. We'll come over and let you cook up for us, whatever.
Official taste test.
Dude, anytime. Like, come over, I'll make you some pizzas.
Hell yeah.
Be careful with that because I'm hungry.
Show's
almost.
But yeah, I'm just a creative person in general. So like anything that interests me, I want to make it. like the whole cold processed soap. But that started because I was buying the the Dr. Squatch cold processed soap.
Yeah.
Because I learned that it's just better for you. Like that shit you buy at Walmart, man, it's got all kinds of weird chemicals in it. It dries your skin out. Some people, it gives them rashes and stuff. And they don't even know why they get rashes, and they later find out that it's because of those chemicals in the soap. Whereas cold processed soap is just straight up, it's just your oils, and it's actually very natural. Everybody that uses the soap that I make, they come back and tell me like, and this, their skin feels better. They feel like it cleans better.
Yeah.
So, I think just I'm trying to get away from relying on big companies for as much stuff as I can. If I can make it at home, I make it. I figure out how to make it at home. And
definitely,
it's awesome.
Yeah, that's where we need to get back to for sure, in my opinion.
Well, I need more friends like you, so at least when shit hits the fan, I can get soap and pizza. So
soap and pizza.
That's right, dude. Soap, pizza, cinnamon rolls.
Yeah, there you go, man. I'm a clean guy, and I'm like to eat. So I mean, I'm just telling you, take care of. If you told me you made fried chicken, shit, on, man.
That's what I told my girlfriend. I was like, if society collapses, guns are great and all, and I've got my share of those. But when you get past the initial, craziness, everybody's going to need some kind of skills to
survive,
to kind of
trade,
to assimilate with a community, to be useful. I was like, I got a couple, I can make pizza and soap. I'm pretty mechanically inclined too, like I'm kind of like a jack of all trades. I'm good at everything, but like not quite great at anything.
Yeah, Mama says
it gets me by.
Yeah, my wife's listening, and she wants to try out some of the soap. So you got some customers.
Where did you get the face? I seen you were having problems with the Facebook page for the soap. Did you get it all squared away? Your account back and all that?
Yeah. I guess I had deactivated because I deactivated my page a while back just to kind of take a break, and I guess it automatically it didn't do it to my band page, which is weird, but it did it to that business page. So I don't know what the difference is or why it decided to deactivate one and not the other, but I finally figured it out.
How do they go find it? I seen somebody sneak in, your girlfriend maybe, or somebody in the background.
What's the name of your soap?
It's Deathsopia. It's kind of like a play on words like dystopia, but it's like death metal and soap, and just because I was trying to basically have like more of a metal, like dark death metal, macabre type theme to it. So like the names are like one's the Bay rum scent. We call it red rum, things like that. Just give it just something different. Like you don't really see any like death metal based soap around, I guess. So
I've never heard of it. So
it was also kind of a play. I thought it would be good as kind of a joke too, because metalheads kind of get a
stinky,
get a bad rep for not using deodorant. Yeah, so that's kind of its own little inside joke with it.
Yeah.
Well,
all right. Well, we'll wrap it up here. Let's one more time. This is the wrong flyer. Soprogenists had to drop off and have been replaced by who again? Throes of
Rejection, and we also have we do have a more updated roster I can get to you guys, and it shows the added entertainment on the bottom as well.
Yeah, send it to me. I'll share it, and then there's going to be like you said, Phlox is going to be there,
and I'll share it on my show this week too on the Middle of the Road Paper Boys show. We'll share it. If you get it over to Josh, I'll get it from him and get it loaded up, and we'll try to talk about it a little bit on there too.
Okay, I appreciate it. Yeah. If anybody needs to buy tickets, I mean, if they really want a physical ticket, they can get a hold of me tonight, or get a hold of you guys. And if you want to let me know, and if not, they can go online, just go to the Wave, their social media. They always have ticket links to their events.
Should be to the on the event page too, right?
On the event as well. Yeah, sorry. On the
the-
event as well.
Got the event in the description. That's probably the easy way to get to it.
Yeah, there's a ticket link right there. So that's one way. Or you can buy them the day of the show. I'm sure that there will be some left. So
Okay.
If you're
March
still on the fence, there's still plenty of options.
March 15th. What time's the doors open again?
The doors open at 5:00. The music starts at 6.
Okay, the Wave. It's an amazing venue. So yeah, let's go.
It'll give you a good chance to check it out and check out a bunch of awesome bands.
Yeah.
I look forward to it, man. Good getting to meet you in person.
Yep. Like I said, thank you again. We'll get the new stuff shared out, and you have a good night.
All right, appreciate it. You too, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.